Hello, and welcome to this edition of Nerdy Thursday, where I'm going to go over pretty much my Black Friday weekend haul. Most of it was on Black Friday, but some of it was on Sunday as well. First is going to be at McKay's. They really didn't have any deals, they just had a bunch of stuff out there. So I picked up some more Super Friends I didn't have this cover. I have pretty much every episode of the Super Friends or Justice League from the classic 70s and 80s, not all the newer stuff. I've still tried to pick up that. This is one of the movies, Batman movies, Gotham by Gaslight. Kind of a multiverse type of deal. I told you before I love Buck Rogers, and Buck Rogers was a remake of an earlier. I believe it started as a Sunday comic, but they also had the famous Buster Crabbe played Buck Rogers at one point. So picked up that nice and cheap VHS. Also, I picked up a Battlestar Galactica VHS, Mission Galactica, the Cylon attack. I believe this would have been the first episode, that they had on TV. And then my favorite Star Wars movie they had on VHS, Empire Strikes Back. I think all these were like $3, basically about each. I was shocked that this one was that cheap. Usually when I see this one, this is like 14 to $20. But yeah, I mean, this is got really good shape. It's even got a bunch of tchotchkes inside of it for the special edition. So I was really happy with this. I was shocked when all that stuff was in there. But yeah, so I don't have a VHS player. I would like to get one. I would like to get a DVD VHS combo. They're out there. I can get one. I just need to just do it. But they're right expensive. They're not cheap. I can tell you that because they just don't lie on street corners. So when you find them, you kind of got to grab them. Next is going to be for the same place a couple of figures. So this is a Stormtrooper stamp, washable ink pad and base. Never seen this before. Couple of bucks. Thought it was pretty cool. Something different. For a Stormtrooper. I love the Stormtroopers. And then my favorite, I hate to say Jedi because she's never, unless somewhere in some book somewhere or comic book or something, Luke has made her a Jedi. She never made it. But anyway, Holocron collection. I thought there was an R in Holocom, but I learned something every day. Ahsoka Tano for my Ahsoka collection. I love Ahsoka. So she is one of my favorites. I was not excited when Rosario Dawson got the job, but she's done a great job. I wasn't upset about it. I just wasn't excited. I thought the woman that played her did the voice acting. Should have got it, but Rosario has done a great job. Great job. Next there is a retro game store in a mall. Just kind of looking around again. They didn't really have much going on, but I always try to pick up they got a lot of shovelware, whatever. So always try to find a baseball game. I didn't have Cal Ripken baseball, so really good condition. You can see where it was a sticker on here. I'll have to take some Goo Gone maybe, or if I'm worried about it that much, get that off of there. And then this just caught my eye. I was looking around. I never heard of this. I love vampire, the original monsters and stuff, but vampires, zombies, because that's what Frankenstein basically is, right? Let's see, werewolf stuff. Love that type of horror. I'm not a big slasher horror fan, but that type of horror I love. So, and a lot of it is story driven, little, more psychology than just killing people. Have some, at least a plot to it. Next is going to be Target. Target did have some stuff marked down. I could have swore they were giving stuff away the way the place was. I don't know what the big sales were in that day, but that was the craziest place of all the places I went to on Friday. Yeah, if you worked there, sorry. It was nuts. But I did get this Final Fantasy 16 for $7.80. The young man that was ringing it up and the woman that behind the thing back here in the back was like, "Was there another one of these over there?" I was like, "No," but they did have some ones that were questionable. Like I went and did the little self ring up, and they were like coming up 60, and I was like, because it didn't have prices on them. It was one of the Call of Duties, but then I got home and looked online, and they were on sale. I didn't understand what was going on with that. And then $20 PGA Tour Road to the Masters on PS5. Love my golf games. I'll probably get into that during my vacation coming up later this month. Let's see. I did go to Barnes and Noble. They had like triple stamps or something, and a lot of their books were on sale. As y'all know, I'm a huge Batman fan. So they had the Batman Revolution, which I am reading. Resurrection just started today, so this is the next one. And so Resurrection is, so this is a follow-up to Resurrection. Resurrection is a follow-up to Batman. If we remember the Batman with the Joker, the original, I think it's just called Batman. Yeah. So I started, and in the first thing, it was talking about the makeup that made, but also it was the first thing was the Joker falling and, and dying. So it picks up right where the movie left off. So, and this is, of course, with the Riddler. So that will be fun. And then I picked up this. I guess it's part of canon because it says Master of Evil, Star Wars. I don't know if it's a story of Darth Vader or what. I just needed it for my collection, and I will read it. I can't wait. Probably the last Thursday of the month, I will probably have a 2-dayer where I do Thursday and Friday, books I read and games I played. Games I played is going to be quick. Books I read is going to be a minute. Let's see. We'll do that last here. Do I edit that out or not? I probably won't. Next is GameStop. GameStop had a bunch of newer games for like $30 to $20. And then you got $10. If you're a pro, you got $10 off as well. So I got God of War Ragnarok. Battlefield 6. I got this for a brand new game, $30. Spider-Man 2 for $20. 2K26, the WNBA version, which with right before we hear bang, that was 20, 25, and then Borderlands 4. So all of these, I think the most expensive was 35, I believe. I got them from two different stores, but yeah, got those. Try not to throw them in the floor again. And then I picked up the Grand Admiral Thrawn from the Ahsoka line. And then I got Imperial Armored Commando, which now I got at home. I might have this one. I cannot remember. I don't know if they have a spreadsheet for that type of thing. Last, though, that I got, this was Sunday. I went down to Limited Run Games has a store in Cary, North Carolina, right outside of Raleigh. So first thing I bought was this box of Dreamcast cards. Don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. It was quite pricey. They do make a book that you open these up and put it in. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. I do like the fact that it looks like a Dreamcast, right? Love the box. So I don't know if I'm just going to keep it or what. Next was they had buy two, get one free, but it wasn't on their like just released games, which was a bummer because it was 2 or 3 there. I probably should have went ahead and bought that I really liked, but that's not what I was there for. And like I said, like just a week before, like I gotta really narrow down what I'm buying. I gotta play games to buy new games. I have to put myself on that. But when they're just this cheap, that's the time to pick them up. So first, I've got Snow Bros Wonderland, Snow Bros Nick and Tom Special, then Snow Bros 2 Special. So I got I got 6 games. 4 I paid for and 2 I got free. So basically, I paid $140 to get 70 free. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Super Meat Boy Forever on the PS4. I have Super Meat Boy as well. I think they have that on the Switch. This one right here just looked cool. It is a Game Boy Advance, I believe, game. Ninja 5.0. I told a guy I old schooled this. I bought this because of the cover and the way it looked on the back. I just thought it was fantastic looking game and really want to get into it. And I've seen a lot of this Mutant Buds, like people buying this and stuff like that. I've looked at it on several websites. And I did buy a few games on a site. I can't remember which site it was now. Gosh, I kept looking at sites, and when I got to the checkout, the shipping was nuts. Out of country, I was looking at Play Asia, and there was one that was cheap enough where I can handle the shipping. There was one, the one out of Canada. It was just no way. It made the sale just not reasonable. It was one out of Europe that was free shipping once you purchased enough stuff. So that made sense. And it wasn't a lot. Then I bought this. This was a mystery pack from Limited Run. Let's take a look and see what I got. I believe I paid $20 for this. It's supposed to be either a PS4 or PS5 game, just a standard game. And I got a pack of cards. You know me, I like my cards. All right, this is tight. Let's see. Let's see. Huh. Demon Turf. But Platonic. I don't know what this is. Anybody knows? So this is the game I got. It's a PS5 game. I'm happy with that. I can't read the wording on the back. It's a platformer. Love with attitude. Okay. Platformers right there with beat 'em ups for me and shooters. Awesome. All right. I'll take that. And then I also got a collector's box. So they had some really big boxes. I went with the small box theory. I got the smallest box. The guy gave me a little nod and a smile when I said that. I went small box strat on this one. And he kind of gave me because the big boxes were so light, and I feel like it was probably the same thing in them. So, they're collector. They're supposed to be collectors stuff in here, which means like big box. They're stuff with collectors items in them. I had some clarification for me. Old guy lingo, it didn't work for me when he said collector stuff. I did it for the thrill. So we got this smaller box here. Open it up. Oh, another thing of limited run cards. Kojin, Sword of Rewind. Now, I think this is a popular game. Rewind time and forge ahead. Any hit you take is a death sentence in this side-scrolling 2D action game. But fear not, you may lack the HP to weather a beating, but you got the Ouroboros, whatever, system to your side. So here's the back. Some pretty cool characters. Really like this character here. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy. I don't know what system this is. This is one of my problems with limited run with some of their stuff. You don't know what it's PS4. I had to read, but it does not say on the front. That's my problem with a lot of limited run stuff. I have to look. Now, this means right here, they've tried to sell this. It's some type of bargaining type of thing before. So they probably got me on this one. But that's okay. You have to be in it to win it. I don't know what the chases were. The guy was really uncertain, and he wouldn't tell us like what he's seen broken or whatever. And you went into this room and picked out your own. So, let me know that that I get kind of hoodwinked. I like the other game. I would have bought that other game probably. When I go in there, I do a lot of reading. I don't like to look at. Sometimes I'll look up gameplay on my phone while I'm in there, but not all the time. Usually I go in there, I know what I want. Like I really would. Sorry, I've had a long day at work. Snow Brothers was really what I wanted. I just kind of, with that deal, I was like, man, I got to get some more. I had to get more games to make it worth my while. It's a little bit of a drive, about an hour and a half drive, but it's worth it. I go there a couple times a year. Was not planning on it. I was kind of planning on it. Then I was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Then I saw the buy two, get one free at the store, so I had to go. So that's my Black Friday pickups. Had a lot of fun out there. mixing it up. I don't mind crowds. I worked retail back when Black Friday was massive. Used to start on Thursdays. I'd have to be at work at 5 in the morning. So it just doesn't bother me like it does other people. These Black Fridays are kind of weak. But even though Target was crazy, it was still easy to get in the parking lot. It was no more worse than the first weekend here when colleges are back, and it's nuts over there then. But I had fun. I thought I had some great deals. Thought I came out way ahead and had fun again. So until next time, like, share, tell a friend, subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, see ya.